So today is a big show. We have a lot of big exclusives. We have a lot of big art. Is everyone ready? If anyone's seen my presentations before, I don't know, I do like a bit of crowd participation, so that's excellent. So I worked on the EVE VR prototype many years ago, and I just wanted to mention again a massive thank you to all you guys, because you guys are the ones that made Valkyrie possible. I want you to remember that. EVE VR is a game made from the EVE community, from the ground up. So give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much. But that's the past. We don't want to rest on that. EVE VR has been and gone. We've done the prototyping. This is Valkyrie 2015. So I've got two things to talk about today mostly. And it's our two pillars, two tenets of our game design. As part of the transition that's taken EVE VR to Valkyrie and where it is right now. The first one is core gameplay. It's our main focus. We've been testing a lot of ships, testing a lot of stuff out. We've been prototyping for a long time. VR is a totally new medium, and we're building a game from it for the first time ever, from the ground up, based in the Valkyrie universe. Sorry, based in New Eden, based in the EVE universe. So it's been the main focus of the team, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that's the fruits of our labor are coming. And also the lore, because I realize we haven't talked very much about the lore of Valkyrie yet, and where it's come from and where it's going. I did a talk at FanFest 2014 where I talked about looking into the subculture and the psychology and philosophy of VR and the pirates of EVE Online and trying to build a game out of that. Last year at FanFest 2015, people asked me more about the lore, and I wasn't really able to share stuff yet. So I'm finally going to get to talk to you a little bit about the lore and some big exclusives that are only for Vegas here today. So look forward to that coming up. So before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about FanFest 2015. Owen O'Brien, our executive producer, talked a lot about the foundation of the game, the foundations of Valkyrie, and how we're going to build upon that. Today we're going to expand on that a little bit. But before we do that, let's take another look at our hit Convoy trailer.
Pilot, begin systems check. Navigation systems online. Rockets online. Engines online. Magnetic catapult initialized.
Hold on tight, we're ready to deploy.
Launching in 3, 2, 1.
Listen up, this is Lieutenant Kavik. Escort missions are pretty routine, so let's use the time wisely and brush up on your flight skills. Activate boosters and group at the waypoint.
Esme 3 Tower, this is Convoy Hawk 6 Heavy. Do you copy? Esme 3 Tower, this is Convoy Hawk 6 Heavy. Do you read?
Where are you going, pilot?
No response from Esme 3 Tower. Hold bearing and continue approach pattern.
I don't like this. Something's up. Stay close. See you in the next life.
I love that trailer, especially seen on the big screen, and I still get a shiver at the end every time. Katie Sackhoff is amazing. She's doing such a good job. Sure, yeah. That's like yeah. Whiskey to a Scotsman. That's a good offer. All right, guys. So FanFest 2015 also saw us do the first ever VR live tournament. So the first ever VR live stream tournament. That was awesome. That was a genuine first for everyone, and a real pleasure to be part of. The team down on the far left here were the winners, and they've been in the pre-alpha, and we've been playing a little bit of games with them and stuff, and they've been helping us tune the game. So awesome, guys. Thanks very much. See Valkyrie, an even bigger screen up there. So, what Convoy does, and what Convoy did for us, was speak to a lot about our ambitions and aspirations for what Valkyrie is, the scale and the action and the weaving through the ships. It's what you guys really want to see, right? It's what you guys really want to play and be part of. And, we made this level. This was a level in Valkyrie. It's fully, that trailer is recorded live. It's a full VR trailer. And a lot of people said at FanFest 2015, we'd really love to play that, and we would really love you to play that. So to talk a little bit about that process, I'm going to hand over to CCP Bosun.
My clip mic fell off just there on the way up, so that's a good start. Okay, so as CCP Terror Shark was talking about there, when we played that at FanFest, like the atmosphere was just electric with anticipation, excitement, just people wanting to get their hands off it, and everything in between. And so we made it playable, but it wasn't a straight up let's just throw all this stuff in and it'll work. When you've got the player who's able to look around 360 degrees all around them and also navigate in 360 degrees, you've got to kind of relearn a lot of traditional level design and kind of cinematic storytelling in video games. And that's what we did with a lot of playtesting and iterating and playtesting and iterating. And a lot of long hours went into sort of making it what it is and what you see there. At FanFest, we weren't at liberty to let people play it, but here at EVE Vegas, we have 8 PCs set up, and tomorrow, you can all sit in the cockpit and play this convoy mission. So, Terror Shark mentioned the pre-alpha testing, and our 5 winners from the tournament, they were automatically entered into it, and we opened it up to EVE and Dust players to sign up for the pre-alpha. So here's a little overview on how that's been going, because I walk around and people are like, come on, get me in the pre-alpha, I've signed up, do I need to do it again or whatever. So hopefully this will clear things up a little bit more about what's been happening. So we opened it up at FanFest. End of May, we had our first test. We had a little one before that with the 5 tournament winners, and basically it was just a few of us devs and the 5 tournament winners basically, having a big fight in space, in VR, in Valkyrie. And it was really good to actually go for us from being just played in the CCP studios, and it shows to actually, the leap of faith of actually saying, you can download this at home and play it now, guys. And fingers crossed, it works, and thankfully it did. So we did that at the end of May. There's been 6 sections so far, and we've had players from all around the world playing, actually. Surprisingly, really massively surprisingly. We had a player in Taiwan playing on our European servers, and he said it was absolutely fine. So that was nice. So yeah, it's opened up to everyone now, and we've been basically listening to player feedback as we've been going along and iterating on it as best we can, and then getting a new build out to them. So, do people like it? That's what it's all about, isn't it? Here's some screen grabs that I quickly took from our closed pre-alpha forum for the people who are involved in it now. Some nice little sound bites there for you. You know, pick one, you know, it's fine. One of them's actually about the amount of time that someone was able to play in VR, saying that they played for 2 hours, and the only reason they stopped playing was because they were starving and they, you know, needed a drink. So that's a good sign about, you know, people's ability to play our game in VR for prolonged amounts of time. Also, we sometimes get friends of ours who aren't used to playing in VR, you know, gamers, but people who've never tried VR, get them in there and play it and see what they think. And we had a pre-alpha test this weekend, actually, our biggest one yet. And we had our lead game designer's friend was in, and he played for 5 hours straight. Well, obviously, he had a drink and a toilet now and then, but, you know, pretty much 5 hours sitting there gaming, and came away with a massive smile on his face. So for us, that was just like brilliant, you know, perfect. Yeah, so the pre-alpha. You can still sign up for it if you like. And, you know, it's difficult because we're trying to keep things manageable and sort of use the numbers in a way that is the most value for us, and that can be frustrating for people who've signed up and they say, oh, I'm not in it, you know, what's happening? Get me in it. But everyone sign up, you know, once it's totally open, you know, we'll let you know. If we can, you know, get you in, then we will. Okay, so I hope that satisfied some of your curiosities that maybe you had about that, if any of you had heard about that. I certainly hope so. But, you know, I'm going to put you back in the vastly more capable hands now of TerraShaw. And keep your eyes peeled on this screen because there's some pretty cool stuff going to be shown.
Okay. Oh, yeah, super loud. Back. Thank you, CCP Bosun, and that's great. So, Convoy playable this weekend at Vegas. It's amazing. It's very, very good. A lot of fun. All right, let's get down to the meat of this, the bones of this Valkyrie presentation. The core gameplay. What we've been looking at doing is extending Valkyrie beyond the experience it was on the show floor that people played at like FanFests, and we've been to lots of conventions and things around the world, and that was a solid arcade shooter for 3 to 4 minutes. That was a brilliant arcade shooter, and people really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun with it. But what we've been looking at doing is building beyond that experience, so adding some longevity, moment-to-moment gameplay, just trying to build Valkyrie into like a fully fledged multiplayer game, the best multiplayer game that it can be. And that's the heart and focus of the team here at Newcastle. So this is a recent screen grab. I'm just going to throw it up there for a little while I chat about this stuff. But things are moving at a fantastic pace. We've locked down a lot of work. We're very, very focused on delivery. We've prototyped and innovated for a long time, and now is the time to deliver, and we're going to deliver it to you very soon. So let's talk some new stuff. Progression and customization. We want to add some depth to the gameplay, some depth to the progression, something that means that you can play a little bit to complement your style, and that's what this section here is all about, play styles. We want to give something to complement the way that you play Valkyrie and give you options for counterplay when other people are using their play styles. So this is the Dominator. You're going to get a nice big art here. It hit me this week while I was thinking about stuff and making this presentation that we have actually over 30 years of designing concepts of EVE spaceships working on the Valkyrie team right now. So this is the fruits of some of their labor. The Dominator is very much like a heavier Wraith. The people in the pre-alpha would probably have seen this, but as you can see, like it's a little bit beefed up. It's definitely got more armor. It's much more focused on the Gatling guns, a little bit less on the missiles. And personally, I love this ship. I'm a huge fan of Gatling tracking and blowing people to bits. But how about this? This is a nice new ship. More punch. You can see it's got 4 Gatling guns here. So we've got like added an extra layer of Gatling guns. We've angled the wings down the way a little bit, like a new style for it. Or this. put the Gatling guns overhead. Amazing in VR. Really feels unique. You see those massive guns overhead just pumping away, blasting folk through. Or this. So a little color variation. Started to like change the wings up a little bit again, maybe something more like towards agility. I don't know. But all these ships act and feel very, very different, and they complement different play styles. And what they are is really like a mixture of multiple things. So the Heavy and the Wraith that we've talked about before, as we start to mix those together, as we take weapons from the Heavy, we take weapons from the Wraith, and we mix them together and blend the ships together, it changes its gameplay style to the way that you want to be playing the game. So here's from a different branch, a new direction, a blend from another tree. As you can see, we've added more engines. These things down the front are definitely not Gatling guns. You see, we started to cut some of the framework of the ship out here, making it a little bit lighter. There's big, beefy engines up on the back. This is an agility ship. This ship has a different purpose. These purposes are things we'll be talking about very soon. And now, this. I love this ship. Kicked up wings, cut out body parts, built for something very different in Valkyrie. More engines, more speed. It's going to be great. And for those of you who like the Heavy, brought a couple of variations on the Heavy here as well. Some sexy spaceship art up on the screen. One more of these. So those are great. They're all different colors, but that's not the point of these. The point of these is they're all different play styles. They're all different ways of playing Valkyrie, finding new paths to destroy other people. So let's get back to the base Dominator and talk a little bit more about customization. So as I've got the ship that I like and I stick to the one that is my favorite type, maybe I can decorate it with some decals, start to customize it up, add some unique items onto it. So we're going to get back to that soon. I got a couple of screenshots from in-game here as well, just in case you think it's all concept art I'm showing here. This is in-game. We're currently testing this stuff. We're balancing these ships together to make sure it's the best multiplayer experience we can get. Back to these core pillars. The entire team is on testing this stuff out. We've got the pre-alpha guys on this. We've got a lot of people coming into the office to check this out. You can see a focus on unique silhouettes, identifiable silhouettes in game, sorry. So as you see this, we can allow our players to pick good counters for this. If this ship is particularly good at one thing, pick a ship that's good at taking that ship down. And have a ship main. Be the best in your class. If you can find a ship and a style that you like, then focus on it. Be the best at it. Become known for your DPS engage or quick flanks or something like that. You know, like when you've got the style that interests you, stick with it. Be the best at it. And I've just thrown this one in as well, because this is everyone's wallpaper at work just now. The greatest screenshot. Okay. So now a little bit on the second pillar, and this is one of my great passions as a narrative designer. The lore is not just about cinematics. I've talked a little bit about this before at FanFest, and the back of house and front of house story. We created a huge back of house story, and we've had it for a long, long time, so that all the creative teams are working from the same hymn sheet. They're all working from the same stuff, and everything fits in an immersive world. Immersion's about more than just putting on some goggles and getting in there. It's about building a coherent world, a world that people are comfortable in and can learn about and can feel that they're actually part of. So visuals and sound and all these things that go into it. A good story is also a huge, huge part of that. So we've built that rich backstory, and the character that you know about at the moment is Round. Now I'm a little bit unsure about how much to tell people about Round, because I know the comic books are available today, and there is some of the story of the comic books, of Round in the comic books. But in the broad strokes, a young Round, daughter of Rutger, who was an amazing Galente simulation designer, ended up struggling a little bit when her father was dismissed from the Glensief Navy. Now, she had a tough upbringing on the streets of Cali, and that's what's really given her a lot of the, the real rebellious heart that Rowan has, and that's voiced excellently by Katie Sackhoff. So as she grows up, she enlists into the Navy, but obviously she can't use her proper surname, so she begins her life as Rowan Kavik. That's until she dies, which is sad. Sorry. Or New Eden death, anyway. Yeah. So, this is a genuine Vegas exclusive here, because I've been working on this for a little while, but every protagonist needs an antagonist. We need another character to bring Valkyrie to life, someone for the opposing forces. So what I'm going to show you just now is, it's exclusive to you guys. It's the first time we've talked about this. I'll leave you to check out.
There are two sides to every story. Now you can hear mine. You say I killed you, but you were already dead when I found you, chose you. A great pilot, yes, but without purpose. Lost. A leaf on the wind. A walking shadow. You were going to die anyway. If not in that battle, then the next. I saved you from a fate worse than death. I saved you from a wasted life. I made you better, faster, stronger. I made you immortal. And how do you repay this gift? With betrayal. I know you think nothing can touch you, that you are beyond death. But let me assure you, I am and will always be fatal.
Okay, so the return of Fatal. Was anyone there? Did anyone pod Fatal? No? Oh, that's a shame. Well, this is an old EVE character that's been legendary for a long, long time, and we decided to bring him back. The man who formed the Guristas with the rabbit, an infamous, charismatic character and leader of the Guristas, is rumored to be dead for a long, long time. Until now. So Fatal's been stealing pilots under mysterious circumstances from New Eden. He stole Rowan. He's going to steal you. When you enter into Valkyrie, this is the story of you. When you wake up under Fatal, and what are you going to do about it? You're woken in the same world as Rowan. You're going to have to pick a side. I'm going to quickly introduce the third character for us as well. This is back to the customization stuff. The Quartermaster. The Quartermaster is a great character for me because it's allowing me to give context and history to the upgrades and purchases that you make in Valkyrie. When you're customizing your ships, the Quartermaster will give you some story, something about that that's going to give it a little bit more, just a little bit more depth, a little bit more flexibility. He's a sketchy character that rides the line between Rowan and Fatal. It begs the question, how will you customize your ship? Will you hark back to the old world in New Eden, or will you look forward to this new world? Will you remember your old alliances, or will you start some new ones? So these are the amazing comic covers for the Valkyrie comic coming over the next few months. I just wanted to show them nice on the big screen because they are really, really awesome. That's 1 and 2. 3 and 4. So you learn a lot about Rowan, a lot about Fatal by reading through these comics. Just before I go, I want to do a quick reminder, sign up to the pre-alpha if you can. I know CCB Bosun was talking about it a little bit. I don't know if people talked about this earlier, but there's a contest to win a Titan X graphics card by playing Valkyrie this weekend. Okay, thank you very much.